okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In this episode, we're gonna talk about some of the burning questions that probably you always wanted to ask. Whether Saudi Arabia is safe for expats seeking to work abroad or for a tourist alike, but didn't know whom to ask. Please stick around to find out what you always wanted to know about Saudi Arabia. Before we jump into the topics, please do me a favor to subscribe to the DailyHypeTracks channel. Click that notification bell to be updated with the next videos we upload every week. Also, please don't forget to like and share this video. First of all, I should mention that I work in Saudi Arabia since 1991 until today for about 32 years, and most of all what you hear out there is negative, simply untrue about the reality of Saudi Arabia. Contrary to the misperceptions out there, Saudi Arabia is a very safe country and has among the most hospitable people in the world. If you have never considered this as a destination for work or for tourism, now it is the time. Saudi Arabia has gone through some amazing changes in the last 7 years due to Vision 2030, in which the government's plan to diversify the country's economy from dependency on oil revenues to a world futuristic tourist hub. As you may not know, that Saudi Arabia has various mega projects at breakneck speed that definitely offered plenty of opportunities. These days, Saudi Arabia is one of the most exciting times in history to visit, or even for work, since it currently offers the highest salaries in the world for expats. Without further ado, let us straight to the questions. Expat women are so curious if these days are allowed not to wear abaya. The answer is no longer necessary as declared in 2018 by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Women, including expats, are given freedom and opportunities to work in the malls as well as in public markets. They are even allowed to drive a car, including expats. Number 2 questions. Is it safe for both expatriate workers and tourists? Of course, definitely yes, despite what you may have heard in the news. Let us hear what this podcast has to say about Saudi Arabia.
Tell us about Saudi Arabia. What is it like living there?
About like living there, like in like an expat community, bro. Like you're talking zero crime rate. You're talking zero taxes.
Okay, listen guys. It's 100% safety country. You can visit a lot of cities. We have so many beautiful places. You should visit us.
As I mentioned earlier, I've been working in Saudi Arabia for almost 32 years and I've never experienced being maltreated. In fact, there have been countless stories of people leaving their personal belongings unattended in public places and nobody even touches them. Saudi Arabia ranked in the top 10 of the Gallup Law and Order Index and ranked among the top 3 safest places in the world by the Institute for Environment and Human Security at the United Nations University. Hence, don't believe it if you have heard that it's not safe, especially for women. Saudi Arabia is one of the safest places in the world for women, with strong rules and protection laws in place. Number 3 question about Saudi Arabia. Can you talk to the opposite gender? Of course, you may talk to the opposite gender, but you need to respect the invisible boundary between you and the other person. For example, the general rule is that there is no touching, not even a handshake, fist bump, or a friendly pat on the shoulder between opposite genders. If you are an expat man greeting a Saudi woman, wait to see if she extends her hand. If you are an expat woman greeting a Saudi man, wait to see if he extends his hand. If the other person doesn't extend your hand, don't extend yours. Also, certain topics should be avoided when you have conversation, like revealing your personal life back home, partying, drinking alcohol, or politics, especially about the kingdom government. Number 4 burning questions that everyone wanted to ask. Is Saudi Arabia safe to work and live for expats? Yes. Trust me, my experience of more than 30 years working in Saudi Arabia far exceeded my expectations. It is an extremely safe, clean place with welcoming culture, wonderful food, and amazing professional opportunities. Saudi Arabia is becoming more and more modern, and with the mega projects under Vision 2030 to diversify its economy into a tourist hub, you will find that Saudi cities are to be very similar to cities in other parts of the world. You can find all the familiar and famous international coffee shops and restaurant chains. You'll find comfortable accommodation options and entertainment like spas, beaches, movie theaters, and beautiful resorts. During the stage of modernization, English is a second language spoken, so you can easily communicate with the locals with no communication barrier. Number 5 questions. Is tourist now open in Saudi Arabia? Yes, Saudi Arabia now has a tourist visa option to attract tourists, and one of the famous tourist spots in Saudi Arabia is Al Ula, where famous celebrities and singers all over the world used to perform in Al Ula. Well, that brings me to the end of the questions about Saudi Arabia. You are probably surprised by all of the positive responses. So I encourage you to spend some time in Saudi Arabia and see for yourself what an amazing place it is to live and work. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you find it useful. Please don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get informative videos like this. Bye for now.